starting to cloud.
స్టార్ట్ అయింది మాతాజీ, నేను స్టార్ట్ చేశాను.
Okay. Screen share has been stopped as the shared window is closed. Okay. Now I'll start. Yeah. So ఇక్కడ మనం ఏం డిస్కస్ చేసుకున్నాం అంటే ఇది we are soul. So we are all clear that we are soul and we are part and parcel of Krishna. Ante we have all the qualities what Krishna has. Only thing is Krishna has the quantity is huge for Krishna and for us it is small. He has it in the size of an ocean and we have it in the size of a drop. That's where it happens. So I'm just revising so that there'll be continuity, but we lost a lot of time. So what happens? So that's how it goes. So the whatever Krishna's desires are there, we'll also have, and we have we have the free will. Because of the free will, what happens is we have lot of desires, and because of the desires only we have come to this world, and that is where we have got into this Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, and this is continuing because of the karmas we do. But we as human beings, what we should do is we should always remember that anything that happens, good or bad, is for our good. If you keep this in mind, what happens is we really don't worry for much anything. We don't worry for much. So like I'll tell you a small story which I wanted to tell last week, I missed. Once one king and his minister went to the forest. What happens is the king falls down from the horse and he gets hurt. And then one of his finger gets cut. So, but the minister, the king gets upset. How can my finger get cut and how can that be for my good? So the king gets very upset. And so what he does is he puts the minister in the jail. And so later he goes to the forest again for hunting. Then what happens is some tribals, they catch him and then they these tribals, what they do is when they get a human, they try to sacrifice him to the god. So when they try to sacrifice him to the god, they give very good bath, decoration and everything. When they are doing that, they realize that the king lost his finger. So normally when a sacrifice is done, they make sure that the human is complete in all sense. That means if there is no one, even a small organ is missing, they don't. So they feel the king is disqualified for sacrifice and leaves him. Then the king understands, oh, this is what the minister has told. Anything that happens, however bad it may be, is for our good. Even we should always keep that in mind. Say that anything that is happening is for our good, and whatever suffering we are undergoing, we should never blame anybody. We should only understand that we are only cleaning the bad deeds what we have done in our previous thing. So while talking all this, we are talking about God. So first of all, we are talking about God. That's very good, excellent. But do we know whether God exists or not? That we are not sure. So we should be sure, because just our parents have told, we believe that God is there, but we should be convinced that God is there. So now today we'll discuss if God exists at all. So, and then tomorrow we'll find what is. These two things we'll discuss. Okay, that's how it is. So we go to temple. Why do we go to temple? When we go to temple, we go there to see the God. So we pray. What do we do at the temple? We actually should go there to temple to thank God. See how many things God has given us, we should never forget. We should never forget and go to temple and just thank him and come back. That's what we should do. But when we go to temple, we should keep on asking, I want this, I want first class marks, I want new dress, I want new jewelry, I want a big car, I want that my father should not beat me, my mother should give whatever I like. Like this, we give endless desires. That means we are literally begging God. See, he is already giving us a lot of things. In spite of which, we are still begging him, which is wrong. We should not go to temples to beg. We should go there to thank God for everything. Like, we can always ask God because he's our merciful Father. We can always ask him, there is no doubt. But we should first thank him. So that's fine. We go to temple, pray him and all that. But we really believe that there is God? Why I'm asking this question is, normally we say, somebody comes and puts a gun on your head and says, if you don't say that God does not exist, I'm going to shoot you. Can we stand to the pressure and say, no, God exists? Do we have so much of belief in God that we can only tell when there is lot of faith in us that God exists? Like in a village, one sadhu comes there. Those people bring one sadhu to talk about God. What that God, sadhu does is he comes and asks, do you people believe that God exists? They say, you believe God, there is nothing for me to tell, and he just leaves. And the next day again, these people go and bring him. Then the next day again, they ask, do you believe that God exists? So these people, what they do is, the sadhu, they say, no, we don't believe. Then the sadhus do. So the third day, again they bring the sadhu. When they bring the sadhu, what happens is power has come. Okay. So when they bring the sadhu says, okay, these people, they think they are very intelligent, and 50% of them say we believe. The balance 50% say, the 50% says we don't believe. So the sadhu says, those who believe, tell the other 50 count it. When we hesitate, or any lesson for that matter, we really hesitate. Why? Because we are not sure. But when somebody says, you talk about God, all of us are ready. We all talk. Whatever nonsense that comes out your mouth or our mouth, we talk. That's not how it should be. So what we should do is, we should really have faith in God, have knowledge about him, and then we should talk about him. Okay. So let me see if okay. So the power has come. So we'll understand what God is. Who is God? We should understand what are the qualities of a God. Like what we normally do is, when we are in a real grief, that means, suppose I am really sick, the doctor comes and helps me, saves me. I say, oh doctor, you are so great, you are a God. But is the God's job only to save a patient? Or when I am feeling hungry, somebody comes and gives water. Then we say, oh, you are so great. You are like a God. Qualities of God should be a person whom we define as God. We define a lot of people as God. So before defining a person as God, these are the 4 conditions he should satisfy. If that person satisfies these 4, then we can say that he is God. No. So he should be the source of everything. Source of everything means everything should come from him. He will be God. The second one is, he should be the controller of everything. All the time, everything should be under his control. Nothing should be, he should not say, no, this is not under my control. Everything should be under his control. The third quality should be, he should be the owner of everything. That also he has to be. Like we think we are very rich, we own a house, and then we think we are very rich, very happy. But we should understand one thing, he should, what, who is the richest person, who is the owner of everything, with that we should understand. And he should be the enjoyer of everything. See, if we are the owner of everything, we become the enjoyer of everything. So this is how it happens. Okay. So this is how it goes. We have okay, when we say this, what happens is what happens. Where is my cursor? We should. This is how it should. This is how it should be. So we are, when we say he is the source of everything, I feel thirsty, I get a glass of water. Then when I ask, where is this water coming from? We say it is coming from my tap. Can somebody tell me where does the milk come from? I don't know, my chat is. In my childhood, once I saw the milk packet, but in cities, the bottles give milk. Not that way. It is not that way. So where does the milk okay, sorry, I got the chat. So cow, but we should, the cow. And where does the cow come from? Like that. It should be there. We should be that clear. Where does everything come from? Where does the cow come from? From God. Like that. Where does the water come from? Suppose we say, where does the rice we eat come from? It comes from a plant. Where does the plant come from? It comes from the farm. Okay. Where does the farm come from? Again, my voice is breaking. Okay. Then I'll close my video. Okay. Where does the plant come from? Okay. How does the seed open up? That is what is called source. Where does everything come from? That is what is important. So normally when we discuss about source of everything, I don't know in which class it is taught, but there is in the schools, I understand that teaching that it is the universe or this total creation has come from a big bang theory. That means a big collision has happened, and because of that big collision, just something happened, and this beautiful creation has come. This is how it was defined. Then this Einstein, even though he's who is Einstein? All of you know who is Einstein. He is a German scientist. He is a physicist, and he believes in God. So when everybody says there is nothing like God's creation, it's only a big bang. Two big things have banged, and then the creation has come. So one day he invited his friends to his house, and then he said, and then he went inside. Then when the friends entered the house, they saw a beautiful solar system on his table. So when they saw the solar system, they asked him, "Hey, this solar system is so beautiful. Who made this?" Then this man said, "I don't know who made this. It just came like that. Something fell down and then it came like that." Then those people said, "How can such a thing ever happen? How can such a thing ever happen? It has to be created. How can such a beautiful it has to be created?" Then when the total creation can happen of two big bangs, why this small thing cannot happen, was his question. Like that, nothing happens just like that. Everything will happen only because of somebody has created it. See, here you are seeing a beautiful building. See, how does this building look? It looks like as if two buildings have collided. Do you people think that two buildings were there like this, and then one earthquake has come? I'll just say, I'll show you this building and say one earthquake has come, and then both of them got collided, and this beautiful building has formed. Will you people believe it? Or will you think, no, it is designed like that, made like that, and constructed like that? So just by accidents, things cannot happen. It has to be planned and done. Similarly, this garden, it almost looks like a forest. I'll say nobody has made it, just the trees have come, and then it is like that. Will you people believe it? You won't believe it, definitely. And see this painting, how does it look? As if certain paint is thrown, in spite of which, if I tell you, kept a paint box there, the painting just fell down, and then this has come. Will you people accept? You will say no. There is a design in it, there is a meaning in it, there is a lot of things there. It cannot be out of accident. Somebody has painted it. So anything beautiful, anything nice, anything that is existing has to be created by somebody. Let us watch this video.
Common sense says yes, and a few say no. Since the year of existence of mankind, the believers have been challenged about the existence of God. The main argument of the non-believers has always been that there are no evidences
హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ రావట్లేదు మాతాజీ సరిగ్గా మళ్ళీ హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ ఆడియో పెట్టలేదు
Hare Krishna Mataji.
మాతాజీ ఆడియో ప్లే అవ్వలేదు మాతాజీ ఇప్పుడు దాకా
ఇప్పుడు నా మాట
కొంచెం-
వినపడుతుందా?
ఇప్పుడు వినిపిస్తుంది మాతాజీ ఇందాక నుంచి లేదు అసలు
Okay, right. ఇక్కడ నుంచి
ఒకసారి
పెట్టనా?
స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి ప్లే చేయండి మాతాజీ కొంచెం ముందర నుంచి పెట్టండి మాతాజీ
Common sense says yes, and a few say no. Since the year of existence of mankind, the believers have been challenged about the existence of God. The main argument of the non-believers has always been that there are no evidences to prove that God does exist. However, here we provide certain rational thoughts and facts to give a much different perspective of the subject. When we come across a painting such as Mona Lisa, definitely we inquire about the painter, Leonardo da Vinci. Many such man-made wonders do exist. To name a few, the Taj Mahal, India. The Palm Jumeirah, Dubai. Dreamliner, Boeing 787. International Space Station Hotel. Oasis of the Seas. Burj Khalifa. Cars. Robos. Phones. The list is unending. There is definitely the intelligence of some intelligent being or beings involved behind such creations. So, who has created what we have not created? Such as the human eye. The human eye is among the most complex organs in our body. It perceives 7 to 10 million colors through a synaptic flash, that is, 1/10 of a second. Who is the designer and creator of the human eye? And also of many other remarkably wonderful things, such as
So here, what we have discussed till now is what we have discussed till now is I think now power వచ్చేసింది నాకు. What we have discussed is that ఇప్పుడు there are so many items he has shown there, like aeroplane, beautiful buildings, beautiful paintings, and lot of things. Are any of them, any one of them is created just like that? Nothing is created just like that. Behind the creation of all those items, what is there? There is a lot of thought process. Like people have really thought over it, planned, implemented, and they did a lot of things. After doing a lot of things, such a thing could be done. Then in which case, how can the nature, which is much more beautiful than all this, just get created like that without any planning, without any programming or anything like that? Like there is a theory called Darwin Theory. That is, for what that says is, it says single cellular. First when this universe or anything was created, there was a unicellular life which has been formed on this earth, which slowly became bicellular, like that. It grew, and finally today what it is. How can such a thing happen? And he has shown you what an eye is. When such an eye, such a complicated eye, everything is complicated in our body. We eat a food, it goes inside and digests. Who is digesting it? How is it happening? We are happily eating and then sleeping. There is a very big process in our stomach which happens in our body, where the food get digested, the waste goes out, and then the remaining things comes into the body. So that way, when everything happens, how can things just happen like that? That means there is a creator. So the first person is that. So are you convinced that there is a creator? This world, this universe is just like that, not created because of the Big Bang Theory or Darwin Theory? Are you people convinced that there is a creator? Yes. 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 Sahiti, yes. Yeah, yes. Very good. So you are all convinced that there is a creator. So that is point number 1. Very good. So now, when there is a creator, after creation also, somebody should control it. We have a car. Who is controlling the remote car? A remote is controlling the remote car. So we should have a remote. Somebody must control. Otherwise, if you don't control, things will go haywire. See, we have created cars. Our government has set rules, like the car should go on the left, we should stop at a signal, and a lot of rules are there. Right? Every one of us know all the rules. And then, but if the government is not there, if the traffic control department is not there, and if the traffic control department is not controlling, this is how the traffic jam will happen. Every day, every minute, the people, the police and others must be controlling it. Only if they control like that, the traffic will go smooth like this. Otherwise, it will be big havoc. So, like that, every minute when such a small traffic, when that kind of thing also needs lot of control, how can this universe just like that work like that? See the solar system. You mean the solar system for lakhs and lakhs of years, it just happens like that? Okay, some by mistake or by fluke, by something, it has been created. Even then, if there is no control on it, the creation has happened. If there is no control on it, can such a great, fantastic system run on its own? Huh? Okay, Brunda says, who created the Big Bang Theory? Some scientist has written the theory. That is his theory. I don't think there is a scientific proof for the Big Bang Theory. I really don't know much about the Big Bang Theory because I never try to understand the Big Bang Theory because I don't believe in it. Because a destruction, a hitting, two cars come and hit. Will there be a third beautiful car coming out of it? Anything, you just show me one thing. When there is a collision, when there is an accident, when there is something, destruction happens, a beautiful thing coming out of it. If that happens, you show me an example, then we'll study about the Big Bang Theory. Just somebody says something, we need not believe it. I don't personally believe in Big Bang Theory, so I have not gone into it. I don't know much about it. Okay, you can go to the science YouTube and then find out what it is. And then if you are convinced, you can tell me in the next week. Okay. And by the way, Brunda, how old are you? Hare Krishna. Brunda, how old are you? 11. Good. Right. So that is what it is. So when this solar system, can this solar system run so beautifully? Even a traffic, just even in the house, the father or mother doesn't control the children. How does the children behave? The next day they are all out, no discipline. In which case, can a solar system just run on its own without any control? Let us see if such a thing, it will just collapse. So let us see about control also. Let us see a small video.
A complex design points to deliberate design. Modern scientific research shows that the amount of fine-tuning of the universe is considerably surprising. The particularity of the details quite vividly points to an intelligent design. Let's see some of the examples. First, speed of Earth's rotation. If the Earth rotates too quickly, we'll have too many storms like tornadoes and hurricanes. And if it rotates too slowly, it will be too cold at night and too hot during the day. Did the planet Earth learn on itself about its perfect speed? Or is it being monitored just like a satellite is monitored by hundreds of scientists together? Second, size of Earth. The Earth's size and its corresponding gravity holds a thin layer of mostly nitrogen and oxygen gases, only extending about 50 miles above the Earth's surface. If Earth was smaller, an atmosphere would be impossible. If Earth were larger, its atmosphere would contain free hydrogen, which would make life impossible. Who gave it the perfect size? Third, location of Earth. Although it revolves around at a tremendous speed of nearly 67,000 miles per hour, it manages to maintain its position at the exact distance. Furthermore, it's found that if the Earth were any further away from the Sun, we would all freeze. Any closer and we would burn. Who thus pinned the planet Earth at the exact fitting distance from the Sun? And that's just about one planet Earth in our huge universe. Similar observations have been recorded by the scientists for other such massive bodies. Who finally designed the entire planetary systems? Some of the scientists may say it just happened by chance. Does that sound like science then? Any sane man endowed with reason would question about the designer when he sees a good design. So in the similar spirits, we should inquire, where does the fine-tuned design of the universe come from?
So now are all of you convinced that, okay, you said yes when I said, is it created? Yes, somebody has created it. And do you agree that there is somebody who is controlling it every minute, every second, every nanosecond? Yes, every minute, even we may sleep, we might happily sleep, we don't know what is happening. But there is somebody who is controlling our body. There is somebody who is controlling all the process that is going in our body. The digestion they are controlling. When we are sleeping also, there is somebody controlling. So 24/7 or every microsecond, somebody is controlling this. That we should not forget. So there is a creator and there is a controller. So here we'll think we have we own a house. Okay. So next is somebody should own it. So somebody should own it is our question. We have a house. Very good. That's nice. But do you think owning something is so easy? Somebody gives me a house. So just to own the house, first I can say, yes, happy, I am given a house. But do you understand how difficult it is to own a house? You need money to pay the taxes. You need money to maintain the house. You everything. You need money to pay the electricity bills. You need money to keep it clean and everything. So to maintain the house itself is very difficult. So somebody who is maintaining the total, not just the world, the total universe. Remember me. Remember that. Is it that easy? It's quite difficult. It is just not the world house. I'm just taking an example just as a joke in the lighter sense, but it's a serious example. It's a joke, no doubt, but it's a serious thing. Somebody has given you warning. How difficult it is to own is what I'm trying to tell. Somebody has given you a bulldozer. Very happy. I'm so happy somebody has given me a bulldozer. I just ready, I take it off. But after taking it, what do I do with it? So immediately somebody has given, I go to Gachboli center, somebody has gifted me the bulldozer. So immediately I take it. Now I don't know what to do. Now immediately the police fellow comes and says, have you paid tax for it? I should pay. So first I have to pay. Then the police fellow take it from here. So I have to take, I need a driver. I have to drive it from there. To drive it, the police says, no, this bulldozer cannot be driven on the road because the tires of the bulldozer will spoil the road. So it becomes a burden on my head. It's not easy to maintain things. Even this bulldozer also, such a small thing, and you just can't move it from there. The police will say, if you keep it there, I'm going to punish. And the municipality will say, if you drive it on the roads, I will punish. And somebody will come and say, there's a traffic jam, you remove from there. So to maintain a bulldozer also, anything to maintain is very difficult. Similarly, suppose somebody gives you an elephant. Very happy, I have got an elephant. But the moment I get the elephant, then the fun starts. So is it easy to maintain that? You have to feed the elephant with 1 ton of grass every day. Is it that easy? If you keep it in the house, the elephant won't stay. If you take it outside, it will just make a big havoc. So that way, just creation and and maintaining is also a very difficult job. We should understand. Even to maintain, we need, just because something comes free, we should not think that it is easy. Even maintenance is so difficult that it should be so critically planned. We are failing in maintenance of all the things we are creating. Like in the coming video, you will see how beautifully our maintenance system is. Like today we are running factories and lot of waste is coming from that. What is happening to that waste? It's going as pollution. But God's creation does not happen like that. Like we are creating plastic, it is becoming pollution. We are switching on the ACs, it is becoming pollution. Everything is spoiling this environment. Everything is spoiling the world. But God's creation is not like that. That is the beauty of the natural creation and the artificial creation. You can see that.
Order in the universe implies a smart organizer. When we reflect upon the nature of our world, we see order everywhere. The more we discover about the universe, the more we find that is governed by rational laws. With our apt intelligence, we are trying to come up with the concept of symbiotic factory. Symbiotic factory refers to a system in which the waste of one factory, say A, is completely utilized by another factory, say B, as its resource or raw material, and the waste of factory B is completely utilized by factory A as its resource. Such a concept sounds ecologically brilliant and economically smart as a whip. However, it inevitably remains theoretical. But to the much of our surprise, such symbiotic factories do exist in the universe. One such arrangement is the cycle of respiration and photosynthesis. At every moment, we breathe in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide, which is taken in by plants, which continue to give out oxygen. Oxygen is life-sustaining, and carbon dioxide is life-destroying, if present in excessive quantity. There is a magnificent balanced system in nature which exactly takes in the waste product of respiration, carbon dioxide, and gives out the raw material for respiration, oxygen, through the process of photosynthesis. Can the best of the scientists make such a symbiotic factory setup where waste product of one factory completely acts as the raw material for the other and vice versa? Now, since the universe has order and is governed by the laws of science, we should question how this order came about. Shouldn't there be an organizer behind all these complex arrangements in the nature?
So this is how we should understand the beauty of the natural creation. In the natural creation, there is nothing that goes waste or that goes like a human body. A human body, once it dies, it gets decomposed if you bury it. Like a tree, it becomes the manure. But the creation made by us, by people like us, it becomes a burden to this universe. So that is the beauty of this thing. Even maintenance also is done beautifully. Now, owning, own enjoyer. We have decided that four things are required. The last one is enjoyer. Who is the enjoyer? Who will be the enjoyer? See, you see a hotel here. Lot of workers are working. So who is going to enjoy the fruits of this hotel? So the whole day they work, they work, they work. In the evening, what happens? The owner comes happily and she collects all the income there and goes. That means the owner of that property, the owner of any property is the enjoyer. So now, that's how it is. Like the owner is the enjoyer. Like that also, anyone, if there is a big house, there's a rich man, who is the enjoyer? The owner of that is the enjoyer. So that's what we should understand. The owner, the creator, the maintainer should be the enjoyer. So here, if you understand the first question, what we have put is, who is the source, the controller, the owner, and the enjoyer. So whoever God is, he should have these four conditions satisfied. So whom do you see that who can do, when you say from today, from next time, whenever you say, oh, he's God, just remember this. Is he the creator? Is he the source? Has this total creation come from him or anything come from him? See, basically understand one thing. There is nothing we can create. Nothing we can create. Whatever we are doing is only reformation, like changing the shapes from this shape to that shape to this shape. We are not creating anything. So from us, nothing comes. And there is nothing we can control. We think we are controlling everything. We think we are going in a car, controlling the car beautifully, but we don't know which moment the brakes will fail, which moment the petrol will go, or which moment suddenly somebody comes like this. We just cannot control the car. So ownership also. We think we are the owners, but how long are we the owners? We don't know. Suppose I think I have construct a beautiful house and say, I'm the owner of this. Tomorrow the government will issue me a GO saying that we are laying a road here or a flyover here. So we need this land, you vacate and go. I can fight in the court, but still the government will win. So we can never think that we are owner. We can put some lakhs of money in the bank. So tomorrow suddenly government can say, because of COVID, government needs a lot of money, all the banks are seized, all the money in the bank is ours, we are taking it. We cannot say anything. That's how it's enjoyer. Who is the enjoyer? The owner will always be the enjoyer, because I don't want to put much emphasis on this enjoyer. Only when we go further, we'll understand what it is. So now only thing what I'm trying to tell you is, whenever somebody says I am God or he is God or they are God, just think of these four conditions. Who does this person satisfy all this? So whoever fits into all these four is the God. Now, at least now, do you agree that there exists a God? Do you agree that there exists a single person who is the source, who is the controller, who is the owner and enjoyer? Do you people agree that there is somebody? Vrunda agrees, Vishnupriya agrees, Vaishnavi agrees, Akshaya agrees, Sahiti agrees. Good. A lot of people are agreeing. I'm very happy. So, Siri agrees. Okay. So, next, Hitesh agrees. Okay. So, we shall go to the next.
Speaking about the laws, uniform laws of nature connotes an intelligent lawmaker. Much of life may seem uncertain, but look at what we can count on day after day. Gravity remains constant. A hot cup of coffee left on a counter will get cold, and the earth rotates the same in 24 hours. How is that we can identify laws of nature that never change? Why is the universe so orderly, so reliable? The great scientists believed there are no logical necessities for a universe that obeys rules, let alone one that abides by the rules of mathematics. It is easy for them to imagine a universe in which conditions unpredictably change instant to instant. Richard Feynman, a Nobel Prize winner for quantum electrodynamics, said, "Why nature is mathematical is a mystery. The fact that there are rules at all is a kind of miracle." In our day-to-day life, we don't have any experience of a law which has not been made by someone. The forming of every single law and its enforcement is always governed by an intelligent person. So it's truly rational to infer that the universal laws and their strict enforcement imply the existence of a lawmaker. A creation undisputedly implies a creator. Now, if there is a designer, there is an organizer, there is a lawmaker, then definitely when we see the entire universe, we can infer that there is a creator. When even a paper rose flower needs a creator, then how can the real rose flower be created by no one? Many even say that the nature is working automatically, thus denying the need of a creator. They argue that seeing any divinity or God controlling nature is just a sentimental longing coming from an unscientific mentality. So, does nature work automatically? The word automatically used in this context is somewhat misleading because automatically doesn't indicate the absence of a controller, but rather the absence of knowledge of the controller. When we say that a machine works automatically, what it means is that the machine doesn't require continuous interaction with the operator, but still there is an operator who activates the machine and monitors its working. For example, a child may be astounded by looking at a toy moving automatically, but a wise person will never be misled into the same conclusion as the inexperienced child. Similarly, the magnificent phenomena in nature are not occurring by themselves, as someone may imagine, like the naive child. All natural phenomena are working under the expert, though remote and therefore invisible programming of God, as has been the conclusion throughout history of many wise people, both religious and scientific. Thus, it is that the famous physicist Lord Kelvin asserted, if you think deeply enough, you'll be forced by science to believe in God. Max Planck, the originator of quantum theory, remarked, for religion, God is at the beginning. For science, God is at the end.
Yes. So for religion, so if you believe, we understand all this. See, we have to understand this, that creation, how important the creation is, the maintenance is also so important. Nothing happens in this world automatically. Every day morning, the sun comes naturally, we think. The moon comes naturally, the wind comes naturally, the rain comes naturally. See, basically, but we should understand, like, nothing happens naturally. There is somebody who is controlling all this behind. So once we finish all the six lessons, now we are in the third session. So once we finish all this, we will understand in clear. But now, are you convinced that there is a creator, there is a maintainer, and there is a owner, and there is an enjoyer? Are all of you convinced on these points? And that is nothing but the God, right? So let's understand one thing. Now comes the interesting point. Now, so God means religion. That's where it goes. So let us talk about religions. This is, put the chart here. Yeah, Christianity says, how many gods are there? As per Christianity, how many gods are there? Can somebody tell me? As per Christianity, how many gods are there? One. Good. One. Good. Right. You are right. There is only one God as per Christianity. Who is he? Who is he? As per Jesus. Right. You are right. Who is that? Saiti City. Okay. As per Christianity, there is one God, and that is Jesus Christ. And as per, I'm not able to see because this chat is coming on. As per Muslims also, how many gods are there? There is one God. Who is he? Who is the God as per Allah? Right. That is Muhammad Pravakta. As per Buddhism. Oh, how many gods are there? As per Buddha, one God. Okay? One God. Who is this? Buddha. Right. And now comes Hinduism. As per Hinduism, how many gods are there? Can somebody answer? As per Buddha, as per Hinduism, how many gods are there? 33 crores. Krishna Priya, you know that there are 33 crores, 3 crores, so many. Really? So many. How many? Okay. So you say that there are 33 gods. Are you sure that there are 33 crores are gods? Okay. So now I'll tell you the answer. As per that, I'll tell you a small discussion. You just hear the discussion carefully. Once you hear the discussion, just then you answer me. How many gods are there as per Hinduism? Okay, right. So once what happens is, there is a Prabhuji, a saint. So one journalist who does not believe in God wants to prove that there is no God. So he goes to this Prabhuji. Okay, and then he goes to Prabhuji and he says, who is the founder of Islam? Then the Prabhuji says, Muhammad Pravakta. So he says, fine. So as for Muslims, he is the God. Yes, he is the God. And for Christianity, it is Jesus Christ. Fine. That is also fine, accepted. Then he asks for Hindus. Then the Swamiji keeps silent. When the Swamiji keeps silent, so actually he doesn't ask about who is the God. He asks who is the founder. Who is the founder of Islam? He says Muhammad Pravakta. Later he asks who is the founder of Christianity. Then he says Jesus Christ. Then he asks who is the founder of Hinduism. Then the Prabhuji has no answer. Who is the founder of Hinduism? So then this journalist thinks, I got this Swamiji. Then he says, because nobody has started Hinduism, Hinduism is not a religion. That is what the journalist concludes. Then the Swamiji says, okay, right, you might be right. But can I ask you then the Swamiji says, Hinduism is not a religion. He says, it is a science. It is not religion. Then this journalist gets confused. Then the Swamiji asked, Prabhuji asked, who has founded science? Then the journalist says, nobody has founded science. Nobody will find it's a continuous process, not one person. There is no like who is the founder of physics? Nobody. It's a evolution. Who is the founder of chemistry? It's an evolution. Biology, it's an evolution. So many people from time to time contribute to the wealth and knowledge of science. Similarly, the Prabhuji concludes like that Hindu Dharma is also it is a dharma. It is not something which has been founded by something. It has evolved. It has come from. Actually, here there is a small hip also. It is also founded by somebody, but it is a science. Here, what I just wanted to tell you is, like Islam has only one book, that is Quran, written by Muhammad Pravakta. Christianity has one book, which is written by Bible. Like that, Hindus, they just don't have one book. They have lot of literature like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Vedas, Puranas, and things like that. They have in that the total science, the total whatever today the scientists are inventing, all those things are available in those books. That is what Hinduism. Hinduism is a scientific religion. What is the meaning of scientific? Scientific means there is a proof. Hinduism is nothing but science. It is not a religion. It is a dharma. It is the Sanatana dharma. It is an eternal dharma. It is the dharma which has come from God. It is not created, not written, not founded by anybody. See, a lot of people, the moment it is 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, they are worried and they are keeping warning me saying, ma'am, it is time up. Is that you want me to wind up in between? If that's what it is, you can please leave, no problem. Or it is that because just you want to chat something, you are chatting, be serious in a class. Okay, we lost a lot of time. Actually, last week, I have taken more time. I agree with it. But today, I have really planned exactly for 1 hour. But because of power failures and other things, I prolonged for another 10 minutes. If somebody is not happy and they want to leave exactly at 5 o'clock, they are welcome. Just because it is time or just because you want to chat something, don't chat. Whatever I have asked you to chat, please chat that. Just don't gossip or don't fool around with me. Okay. So Hinduism is not a religion. It is a science. It is science. It is Sanatana Dharma. It is eternal Dharma. So that also is only one. So it also has come from one person only. Who is that person? Is the answer. Today we have discussed about does God exist. I hope all of you are convinced that God exists. So now we have to understand today and tomorrow who is that God. That is what we have to understand. So when we say God, immediately all these people come into our mind. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. They come into the mind. And then we cannot ignore our Anjaneya Swami. All the children are so fascinated about him. I also love him. Jai Bajrangabali. And then Durga Mata, my favorite goddess. How can I say it's only one? And Vinayaka, the god of education. He's so worried. that this Padmavati is telling that I am not God, only somebody else is God. He is so worried and looking so sad. So who are all this is something what we have to understand. I'm not saying anything negative about all these people. Can somebody read this sloka please for me? Can somebody read this sloka for me? Mataji, can you unmute somebody who has raised their hands? Who can read properly? Mataji. Mataji. Yeah, can somebody and Mataji just unmute somebody and then they will read.
Mataji, I am unmuted, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. One Mataji. Okay, Akshaya, please read, Amma.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
One after the. Yeah, Akshaya, read.
Yepyanya devata bhakta yajante siddhayan vitaha tepi mam eva kunteya yajanti avidhi purvakam.
Can somebody read the meaning? Somebody please, Mataji will unmute. Those read, please.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Those
who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti, but they do not do so in a wrong way.
So here we are not saying that we should not worship others and only God is Krishna is God. We are saying those who are devotees of other gods and worship them with faith actually worship only me, only Krishna. That means when somebody says, show me your nose, I can simply show it like this. So simple. If I show it like this, I'm not able to hold it also. It's quite difficult. So he says, faith, they are worshipping only me, but they are doing it in a wrong way, more than wrong way, in a difficult way, in a different way. That's what it is said. So nothing wrong in the other gods. Don't take, please take that I am against. If actually in this session we don't discuss about the relationship between all these gods. We only discuss about why we pray to only one God. Actually, after all these 6 sessions, if we have time, and after Bhagavad Gita also, if we have time and if you children are really interested, I can take one more session where we can discuss about the formation of the universe, where God is, where we are, where different lokas are, and where the relationship between each God, what is the percentage of Daivatvam in each God, all these things also can be discussed. So never belittle anybody or never neglect anybody. Here it says nothing wrong in doing it, but they are doing it in a different way. That's what is said. So, okay, let us see this small one.
In Vedanta Sutra, the concise summary of the Vedic literatures, we find similar conclusions. Janmadyasya yataha. God, or absolute truth, Brahman, is the source of everything. Likewise, Lord Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita that He, the supreme absolute truth, is the source of all worlds and everything emanates from Him. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate.
So that's what it is. Yeah, Mataji, please unmute somebody else whom you have not unmuted before. Let them read this.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, please.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha.
Excellent. Can somebody else read the meaning also?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
So here he says, I am the source of all the spiritual and material. Sorry, I'm not able to see. That's the problem. I'm the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. This is what we discussed. Who is the creator? Emanates from me means he is the creator. The wise who perfectly know this means the intelligent people who perfectly know this. The intelligence means this is where it is. When we have discussed the difference between animals and human beings, this is the difference. Engage in my devotional services and worship me with all their heart. When we do worship, we should do it with our heart, with our soul, wholeheartedly. We should do it. We should not pray God just for asking things. Yeah, Mataji, attendance link, Mataji. Yeah, right. Sika Valya, thank you. Mataji, please post the attendance link, Mataji. Yeah, right. So that is what it is. So here, Krishna says, Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, your voice is getting cut, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Okay. This is what it is. So,
Can you hear me, Mataji, now?
Your voice is getting cut, Mataji. Can you close the link, Mataji? Post the link. Hare Krishna, Mataji. So here, if your voice is cutting, please put it in chat, personal chat, Mataji. So here, today what we have discussed is, does God exist? I hope all of you are justified that God exists. If tomorrow somebody asks, does God exist? We should confidently say, yes, he exists. Why do you say he exists? Yeah, link is posted. Please put that in. Thank you, Kaivalya. So if it is, if God, why God exists, we should authenticately, without any doubt, tell, yes, God exists. These are the reasons. So tomorrow, even though I have disclosed about whom I am going to say God is, tomorrow I'll tell you very clearly why I am saying that he is the God. So tomorrow our session will be on who is God. So tomorrow we will discuss about who is God. This is our session for today. Thank you very much. Please, any questions? Anybody has any doubts?
Mataji,
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
Brinda.
Yeah, Brunda, ask.
Mataji, మీరు ఫస్ట్ ఒక శ్లోకం పాడారు, దాని అర్థం ఏంటి?
ఏ శ్లోకం అమ్మా?
నమస్కారం పెట్టుకొని ఒక శ్లోక చదివారు.
If you want, I can actually, if you people are interested in learning that sloka, it is praying Krishna, it is praying the Guru Parampara, and that if you are interested, I can post the sloka in the group and along with the meaning too. First, I'll post the sloka, learn the meaning, and then I'll also post the sloka along with the meaning. Okay? Right, Amma. Yeah. Akshaya, you have a doubt. Yeah, please, Akshaya, ask.
మాతాజీ, మన లాస్ట్ వీక్స్ ది క్విజ్ పంపించింది కదా, అది మీరు దాని రిజల్ట్ పంపించలేదు.
Sorry, Amma. Yeah, we'll do it, Amma. Tomorrow morning. Yeah.
పోస్ట్ చేశాను నాన్న.
Mataji?
పోస్ట్ చేశాను మాతాజీ గ్రూప్ లో.
చేశారా?
గ్రూప్ లో పోస్ట్ చేశాను మాతాజీ.
Okay, right. Thank you, Mataji. Okay.
Yes.
Anything else?
No, Mataji.
Right, Amma. And I'm very happy all of you are responding very nicely to all the slokas. Today morning also, whatever I have posted, all of you have really responded. I'm really happy. Any more doubts? Shall we close it? Tomorrow we'll discuss who is God. Okay? Right. I'll try to be complete everything in 1 hour, but 5 minutes that side, this side. Tomorrow, because of the power fluctuation and other things, it just happened more. Right. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.